All right, let's be honest here. Ever been in a situation where you know you're right? You're sitting there thinking, why doesn't everyone else see it? Whether it's at work, at home, or just chatting with friends, happens to the best of us, right? Yeah, we've all been there. But what if I told you that getting ahead in life and in faith isn't about being the loudest or proving your point? It's actually about humility. I know, not what you expected, right? Stick around until the end because we've got a special gift for you. At the end of the video, you'll get access to our free micro course on humility. It's full of amazing stories, practical exercises, and powerful tools to help you make humility your superpower. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. And yes, it's completely free. Humility as a path to success. So let's talk about how humility isn't just nice, it's smart. Research shows that people who practice humility are more successful in their careers and personal lives. A study from the University of California found that people who embrace humility have a 20% better chance of long-term success. Why? Because they're open to feedback. They can admit when they're wrong, and they build stronger connections with others. Take Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft. When he took the reins, he didn't storm in demanding everyone follow his way. Nope. He promoted a culture of learning and humility. And what happened? Microsoft's value skyrocketed by $1 trillion. He trusted his team, stayed humble, and transformed the company. Or look at Starbucks founder, Howard Schultz. He often credits his success to listening, really listening, to his employees and customers. He always says that a humble leader builds a company on trust, not control. And that's not just talk. Starbucks is now one of the biggest and most respected brands globally. And then there's Fred Smith, the founder of FedEx. When he faced near bankruptcy early on, instead of panicking, he stayed calm and focused on problem solving. By humbly listening to advice from his team and making critical adjustments, he turned FedEx into a multi-billion-dollar company. Humility helped him stay grounded and make smart decisions under pressure. Humility through the example of Jesus. Now let's take a moment to really think about Jesus. Picture this. He's standing in front of Pontius Pilate. Everyone's watching. His followers are probably thinking, this is it. He's going to show his power, defend himself, and change everything. But what does Jesus do? He stays silent. He could have defended himself. He could have shown his strength. But he didn't. Why? Because he had a bigger plan in mind. Just imagine how hard that must have been. The tension in the air, everyone expecting fireworks. His followers must have thought, this is it. He's going to turn everything around. But instead, he chose humility, staying quiet when he could have called down legions of angels. He knew there was a greater purpose, one that required humility and sacrifice. Now let me ask you, what if Jesus had taken a different path? What if he had chosen to assert his power and defend himself? How would history have changed? Think about that for a moment. If you're intrigued, let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear how you think things could have unfolded differently. It's a deep question, right? Practical steps for humility. So here's the real takeaway. Humility is more than just a nice trait. It's a powerful force that allows God to work through us. True humility isn't about stepping down or shrinking back. It's about stepping up in faith, trusting that God's way is higher than ours. And I know, it's easy to talk about humility, but what does that look like in real life? Let me give you some practical steps to help you start walking in humility today. For practical steps for humility. Step 1. Choose to listen. First, it all starts with listening. Next time you're in a conversation, whether it's a disagreement or just a casual chat, make it a point to listen before you speak. James 1:19 tells us to be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. So when you feel the urge to jump in and make your point, take a breath and listen first. This simple step can radically change your relationships. Step 2. Admit when you're wrong. The next step is one of the hardest. Admit when you're wrong. I get it. It's not easy to say, I was wrong, but that's where real growth happens. Proverbs 28:13 says, whoever conceals their sins does not prosper, but the one who confesses and renounces them finds mercy. When we confess, we release the burden of pride and open the door for God to work in us. Step 3. Serve others without expectation. Serving others is one of the greatest acts of humility, but here's the key. Serve without expecting anything in return. Jesus himself said, "The greatest among you will be your servant," Matthew 23:11. Whether it's helping a colleague, volunteering at church, or simply being there for a friend, serving others for the sake of love and not recognition is where true humility begins. Step 4. Practice daily gratitude. Another way to nurture humility is through gratitude. Every day, take a moment to thank God for what you have and for the people He's placed in your life. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you think you deserve to what you've been blessed with. Colossians 3:15 reminds us, "Let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts, and be thankful." Gratitude softens the heart and helps you embrace humility more naturally. Step 5. Reflect on Christ's humility. Daily. Lastly, reflect daily on the ultimate example of humility, Jesus Christ. Philippians 2:5-8 tells us that Jesus, even though he was in the form of God, did not consider equality with God something to be used to his own advantage. Rather, he made himself nothing by taking the very nature of a servant. Keep his example front and center in your mind and pray for his guidance in your actions. And before you go, we'd love to hear from you. What's a moment in your life where you had to choose between pride and humility? How did it turn out? Let us know in the comments below. As you go on with your day, remember that humility is a daily practice. It's a way of life that reflects the love and grace of God in all that you do. If you're ready to take a deeper dive into humility, don't forget to check out our micro course. Follow us on Instagram, DM the word humility, and we'll share the link with you personally. Let's unlock the strength of humility together. Thanks for watching. Click the link below to join the course, and don't forget to share this video with friends.